Good morning, this is Grace Lehman.
And I'm Maya Klukalongra. We are coming to you live from the Wsms studio. Please give your attention to Alex for the pledge.
Good morning. Please join me in a moment of silence. Please stand and face the flag for Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remember to show respect, make a difference, and set the bar high. Have a great day. Now back to the announcers.
Now here are today's announcements. For lunch today, we're having fettuccine alfredo, hot ham and cheese sandwich, soft shell tacos, candied carrots, pears, and garlic toast. Student Council, please remember that we have our November Student Council meeting on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Now to Maya for the rest of the announcements.
Attention 8th grade students, as you visit family for the holiday weekend ahead, it would be a great chance to sell for your poinsettia flower sale fundraiser. This opportunity is one of the best ways to earn funds for your personal account. Keep in mind the fundraiser ends on Monday, November 30th, and the order forms are to be turned in to the main office. Last Thursday, the 7th grade Spartans stormed the court by defeating Big 11 rival Pierre Moran 41-7. The Spartans had a balanced scoring attack led by Casey Schultz with 8 points. Jake Reardon and AJ Solomon both had 5 points. Jaden Doster and Josh Kolner both had 4 points. Seamus Penny, Ryan Majerick, Alex Myers, Josh Slaybaugh, Ben Borley, and Joe Apata also scored for Schmucker. The 7th grade team is now 6-3. Thanks for joining us.
Stay tuned right after the credits for our 5-star video this week. Have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Coach Seth here, and it's time for a 5-star life upgrade. So excited about today's session, but let's talk about last week's session. Did you have a chance to do the challenge from last week, this whole self-image upgrade? I believe many of you did, and you're seeing great results, great progress. But let's dive into today's session. Upgrading your GPA, upgrading your academics, upgrading your desire to learn, your love for learning. See, your education is your ticket to success. See, it's the foundation. If you build a healthy foundation, you can accomplish anything, but if you don't get the foundation right, you will fall short and you won't have opportunities. I want to tell you a true story about a boy named Ben. Ben grew up in Detroit, born in Detroit, African American. At 8 years old, his father walked out on his mother and his older brother. And he was living a double life, had a whole other family that he was raising and living with. And his mom found out, he ended up leaving and left them in abject poverty on the streets, barely surviving. His mom worked 2 to 3 jobs just to put food on the table and clothes on their backs. See, he had nothing going for him. He was in trouble in school, he was a horrible student, he was at the bottom of his class, he didn't like learning, he hated it. His role models were the drug dealers, were the gang lords, because they drove nice cars, they had money, they had clothes, they were the cool people. And so those became his role models. His mother knew, I've got to make some changes. My boys are floundering. They're not going to make it. The streets are taking them over. She noticed while she was cleaning, one of her 3 jobs was cleaning wealthy people's homes. And she noticed whenever she'd go in to clean their homes, she noticed that bookshelves with stacks of books, and they noticed they always disciplined their children to read. And during the summer months when there was no school, they were reading and they were still learning and developing. She said, that's it. I've got to help my boys desire to educate themselves. She went back home and gave this decree. TV is being turned off, and we're going to the library. They kicked, they screamed, they couldn't believe it. They thought their mom had lost her mind. But she drugged them to the library and said, this is what we're going to do the rest of the summer. Each week, you're going to pick out 2 books from the library. I don't care which 2 books they are. You can pick out whatever you're interested in. But you'll bring those home, you'll read those 2 books, and by the end of the week, you got to produce 2 book reports. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad my mom doesn't do that to me. Well, Ben was kicking and screaming, he hated it, but after a few weeks, he realized there's some interesting things in these books. He actually realized he had this interest in biology and the animal kingdom. He loved learning about science. He loved learning about people who were successful and doing great things. And one of the things that he discovered was all the successful people he did book reports on had one thing in common. They were all educated. They all had knowledge. He knew it was his key to success. When he started the next school year, his teachers were shocked because Ben, the worst kid in the class, the most violent kid in the class, was now one of the smartest kids in the class. He went in 1 year from being the bottom of his class to being at the very top of his class. Long story short, Ben, his love for reading, thrust him educationally to a higher place. And through his education, he finished high school at the top of his class. He then went on to go to college, finished at the top of his class in college, then went on to pursue a medical career. He now is a renowned neurosurgeon, has performed surgeries for people all over the world. Conjoined twins, he's separated. He's received all kinds of awards, all kinds of accolades. He has literally changed the world. See, but it all started with his love for learning, with his educational foundation. Some of you are sitting there saying, that's good for him, Coach Seth, but he was smart. Well, guess what? When he was in 3rd and 4th grade, he was one of the dumbest kids in the class. Now, I'm going to correct myself because was he really dumb? No, he wasn't dumb. He just thought he was dumb and he wasn't applying himself. See, some of you, maybe you've been told your whole lives that you're stupid. Maybe your parents didn't do well in school. Whatever those things are, they're holding you back. See, you have greatness in your DNA. There is a Ben Carson sitting in one of those desks. There's the next senator. There's the next doctor. There's the next teacher sitting right there in those seats. But the thing that's holding you back is you aren't applying yourself because you believe, like Ben believed, school's boring, I'm dumb, it's too hard. If you'll discipline yourself to start honing into your education, and if you'll take this upgrade challenge seriously, the grade challenge, this could be the year that turns around your education. You could be the next Ben Carson. You could go from F's to A's in 1 year. It's possible. What are you going to do? Listen, this week starts the grade challenge. We're going to take one step at a time. Your teachers and coaches have your grades in front of you. Good luck. Can't wait to see the impact you're going to have.